Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joyce and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working on, what were we doing? We were doing different quests. We were getting different colors of anti-blocks, as well as we got some clay, which I have no idea where that's at currently, and just a bunch of different things. We're trying to work on getting some automation up and running and actually producing stuff. Now, before we get too much into this series, or at least this episode today, I want to mention that I am still kind of working in the background on Material Energy Hypercubed. It's going to take me a while still. So we're probably going to get a couple more episodes of this before we finish that map off. To be honest, I haven't really been working on it here lately, but I will try my hardest to get that map completed fully before too long. But anyways, today, so between episodes, I was working on getting some more wood and some wheat, and I want to see how bad is it to make bread. Is there any other recipes for bread? That's recipes for that. We can get sugar cookies. Okay, that is an idea. I don't know if sugar cookies are all that good of a food source, but it is something we could do. I mean, normal bread we can make. And if we want to, starch extractor, that is a fuel source, I do believe. If we want to get bread, we have to have machines, and that's not fun. So you know what? Let's make some sugar cookies. Because why not? It's a food source that should be better than the xylitol, which is what we've been currently eating. Wait, is it the other way around? Do I need a lot of sugar? Because I can handle that. Get 5 more sugar. Okay. So 10 more sugar and we can have a ton of sugar cookies. And we can see, well, let's go ahead and eat the xylitol because I have no use for that otherwise. And let's eat some sugar cookies because that is a good food source. If I was in a void world with nothing but some machines and chemicals to play with, I think eating sugar cookies would be the best thing ever. Oh man. But, eventually I wouldn't want to walk over there because it would be too sickening. Oh man. But today, we're going to try to get a better food source. We're going to try to get, one of the first things we're going to try to get is retinol, which, if you are unaware, is kind of what makes carrots carrots. That's the thing that's good for your eyes. So, in order to make that, we need a hydroxide ion and a bunch of carbon and hydrogen. So, that should not be too much of a problem. And do we have methyl blue? We do not have any hydroxide ions. So, we just need another hydrogen, which we probably already have enough, and oxygen. We just need to do this before doing anything else. So, let's see. Hydroxide ion. And then we can, it is 20 carbons and 29 hydrogens. And that gives us a retinol. So that should be a quest, and it is. Perfect. We're going to get a bunch more carbon and some more retinol. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use this retinol to make carrots. So just one, and it's pretty cheap, pretty nice. So there is a carrot, and I am going to immediately start growing this guy. So let's get another little area for all the crops. Let's do rows of 5, because why not? So I'll go get some seeds for the wheat, but we'll slowly start growing carrots, and that should be a much better food source than sugar cookies, just because carrots are actually pretty good. But we're gonna have more stuff to make. So that unlocks some more quests, and it's getting 2 capacitors. Okay. So the next thing is potatoes. We need 5 potatoes. So that is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Potato. Let's see. We need potassium. And potassium can be found in potassium oxide, which is just a chemical. Potassium hydroxide, which is also just a chemical. And see, what else can we get it from? What was that? That might be something. Potassium cyanide. That is something, I thought. Maybe not. Cooked chicken, potatoes, potassium nitrate, which I believe is gunpowder. So if we can get gunpowder, I don't know that we can do that easily. That is a way to get potassium. Let's see, what is this? This is a dye, purple dye. And potassium chromate, which is yellow. Dichromate, which is orange. A lot of different things, but looks like mostly dyes are going to be dyes, or if we can manage to find some sort of gunpowder. So let's look up dandelions, because that was an easy enough way. We need potassium chromate. Okay, so can we... There is a way, but it's going to require some... Well, it's going to require some stuff. So let's come out here. And as far as I'm aware, this is an entire mushroom island. We need to get grass. And that would be a valid way to get flowers. So I don't think we can get yellow dye any other ways. Let's just kind of look. No. So can we get grass? Is there grass seeds or grass blocks? Oh, we can synthesize grass blocks. Cellulose, oxygen, and silicon. Well, that's easy. So let's get that. What was the recipe? It's 1, and 2 oxygen. That's easy enough. And this is going to allow us to start getting, might even allow us to get animals. I don't know if that's going to be the case. But let's go ahead and look at that in the microscope, as well as we'll get a carrot. Just grow a carrot real quick, and that will be easy enough. So I don't know how we're supposed to be able to do mob farms. That's something that I'm not entirely sure, just because of we're in a mushroom island. But we did complete a quest, I think off camera. I think I walked somewhere. I don't know how I got this quest completed, but it's a secret. So chest, new integer. I have no idea what that means. We just had to have all that stuff, and it's gonna give us some stuff. So yeah, I might have to figure that one out a little bit. I'm gonna keep all of those stuffs just because I really don't know what's going on with it. But let's try to grow a carrot. Do I even have bone meal? I do have some bones. Let's get another chest. And I'm gonna put this one kind of separate, just because it is confusing. Let's put you way down here. And if time comes, we can kind of... I'll look into that and see if I can't figure out what that little puzzle... for lack of a better term, it is a puzzle. Means. So let's get a carrot. Let's get some carrots. And I want to scan one, and then we'll plant them. Before we go put some grass down and maybe get some stuff. Potentially we should be able to get passive mobs, but I don't know about that either, so we'll find out. Anyways, Now we've scanned the carrot. I'm going to try to scan most things as we kind of go through a lot of the MineChem stuff. But what we can do is I'm just going to put something like that. Spread the grass. And let's just pick this up. I know I wasted some grass blocks, but it doesn't really matter. Mostly because, well, we can make more. It's really cheap. And hey, look, there's some yellow. So we now have a dandelion. We can scan that, and if we just went flat out and 30% chance to get that guy, but from this it's like 100% chance. So let's get some potassium. Let's also put grass blocks away as well as the dirt. And potassium chromate. It's also going to give us some chromium, which is nice. But to get potatoes, we need to have, what? 8 water, 2 potassium, and a cellulose. Alright, that's easy enough. So do we have water in here? Do I have to make it? I think I have to make it. Water is not a, like, difficult thing to get, so it's not that big of a deal. H2. Oh, we need 8 of these, so let's get those. 8 water, cellulose. Actually, I think the cellulose has to go there. And chromate, and there's a potato. So, once again, we'll scan the potato. Let's put this stuff in here. And we're going to start growing the potato. And this is something we'll kind of complete that quest later as we kind of get more stuff. So that is all done. The next thing I want to start working on, so there's 2 quests in here that require machines. We need to make a aqueous accumulator as well as a Magma Crucible. Now the Magma Crucible is going to allow us to make lava, and we need a lot of cobblestone. So let's start looking at that one first. To make the Magma Crucible, we need titanium and a little bit of iron. So 8 iron we have. So we'll go ahead and put that in the center. And then we need a stack of titanium. Yeah, and titanium comes from, well, we can get it from a lot of different things. Because it is common in, we can get it in stone sometimes. You can get rarely in dirt. Skystone has it a lot more often. But titanium dioxide, is bone meal. So if we can make a lot of bone meal, then we can make more. And that requires some calcium. Which, can we get? Dragon egg has a lot of weird things. Can we get calcium? Oxygen, phosphate, phosphor. Is there an easy way to get phosphor? Glowstone, obviously. And anything that contains glowstone. What is that? That is something. That's mushrooms. Right. So just trying to figure out how to get all the things we need. Glyphosate, yeah, that stuff. And maybe phosphates as a chemical might be easier to get. Aluminum phosphate is Certus quartz. So anything that contains Certus quartz. What else? I know that there's a way. That's bones. Okay, maybe not. So that might not be a good idea. I think we're just going to have to run a lot of stone through and hope for the best. We didn't get any from all that stone. So, yeah, titanium is the hard part. But there's got to be some halfway decent ways to get titanium. I know... Oh, well, yeah, white antimaterial. So we have 25 titanium. We have a little bit of titanium dioxide. And We have red antimaterial, yellow, black, which has copper. So we're just going to need to get some more antimaterial, and that is not too much of an issue. Rather than doing too much, we're just going to smack the red guy, the red antimaterial, and we're going to just let that run. So if we can get a stack of that stuff, then we'll be good to go. So let's get this kind of set up. And assuming once we get enough titanium, that will work. So really all we have to do for right now is go mine more stuff. But that's not something I really want to do on camera if I can help it. So we'll kind of have to figure other things out. Now, once we get the potatoes, can we already do the carbon nanotubes? Yeah, we need to find a lot of carbon. 4 stacks of carbon, which should not be too much of an issue. I just kind of need to farm. And once we farm enough stuff, we should be able to get what we need. So here's a question. I don't know why the inventory keeps disappearing like that, but let's look at seeds. I haven't looked at wheat or seeds. And seeds are actually pretty good to get more things. Can we also look at sugar cookies? We could, but we don't see anything. So pretty much just kind of going through and getting a lot of wood and getting a lot of carbon would allow us to get the nanotubes to make diamonds and whatever else we'd want. So that's kind of cool. There is a lot of things that require carbon, but let's get the potatoes. Faster I can get them growing, the better off we'll be. But the carrots will probably be our food source for a while once we get a stockpile of that. Until I believe eventually we'll be able to get access to the pets, and the different pets will kind of give us the option to not have to eat. There is one that does saturation, I believe, and that will be the best one ever. So there's all the carrots. We need 5 potatoes, and it's probably just a look at quest, so have them in your inventory. Yes, it is a detect quest, so what we can do is we'll just kind of harvest as we go and make sure we have 5 at once. Now this is now a source of potassium, and we have that's kind of the thing, was as we kind of go forth and get the harder to find elements, we'll be able to grow most of our resources. And the biggest thing with that is like cocoa beans, for example, give you, what is it the cocoa beans give you? There's something special about cocoa beans. They give you nitrogen. And nitrogen's kind of hard to find as well. And I might have just crashed my game by clicking on that. Hopefully not. But yeah, so nitrogen is something that is a little bit tricky to get. But once we do, we can make a set of cocoa beans and make a ton of, well, cocoa beans. And then that gives us both hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. So just kind of trying to figure out what's the best ways to get different things. And I will be right back because this might take a minute. Alright, sorry about that. So I went ahead and took advantage of that little break. It didn't actually crash on me, which is kind of nice, but it did take a little bit before I regained control of the game. But I took advantage of that just to harvest some stuff up. So we have the potatoes now. So we should be able to complete that quest, and we can. We can get a bunch of baked potatoes, potassium permanganate, which is purple dye, and a reward bag. So let's open the reward bag. We get, wow, Fibron, which I believe that's something useful. Elaine Serine, yeah, that's cobwebs. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I went ahead and I went and mined up some more anti-blocks, so let's get that going. Let's put the chemicals in here. We have food now. I want to scan the poisonous potatoes. Can we use those for anything? No, not really. Okay, so a lot of this stuff we're just gonna dump in here. But yeah, that was still worthwhile. So we need to make a carbon nanotube, and I want to see. Oh my gosh, carbon nanotube. So we need 1, 2. We need a few more stacks of this, but we have 44 titanium, and there is all of that. So, oh, I didn't click that right. That's why it's not showing up. Okay, there is the Magma Crucible, and we need more power. Okay, well, I can manage that. Let's go ahead and configure that to output. This is going to get more power, and once it's fully charged for this, well, we can deal with this. So we'll get the Magma Crucible. It'll be awesome and perfect. So let's go ahead and just let this. How much power do we have in here? Let's just let this run out. We can take all of this stuff out, and we have the Magma Crucible now, which is awesome. So why is the Magma Crucible so good? Well, it's going to allow us to get lava, and lava is going to allow us to get annihilation plane, smart cable. So lava is going to allow us to get cobblestone, so we can go ahead and claim that. Let's go ahead and use the reward bag, get some zomes. Alright, don't really care too much about decor. We're gonna need to set up our Magma Crucible, and I'm going to put them right here for right now. And we're probably going to want a bucket. And do I dare sacrifice the block of iron? Yes. We can get more iron later. So there is a bucket. Buckets are going to be very useful, as you guys will see very soon. So we need a little bit of power. What do we have in here? We have some charcoal. I guess let's just use that. We can always make more. In fact, let's go ahead and do just that. So we'll put 2 in there, do that. And let's go ahead and get some more power going. Now I'm going to turn this guy back off. You have how much power? Almost another 10,000, so that's fine. But you should start getting power. And in order to make a little bit of lava, we need, what is it? Just 1 block of cobblestone, but we need 320. We need a lot of power. We need to basically fill this up. Is there another better way to make lava? So netherrack cuts that cost by a lot. And if we made a calcinator, I don't know if we can make a calcinator. My fingers were in the wrong place. That is not that expensive. And I believe that's another quest line. So, alchemy. Maybe? I don't know. So we could probably get netherrack. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. But we can make a halfway decent, well, we can make a halfway decent cobblestone generator right here. Now, will that actually work? If I put cobblestone there, it shows up in there. It does. Awesome. So what we're going to end up doing is something like this. Let's break this. This will be the water side. And what we can do is just grab a bucket and actually be able to move water around. Now this is good for a couple of things. So I think we have to build this up slightly. Now we could also, and this is kind of weird, but we can also take this and can we click this? No. Okay, never mind. We can get water into this guy. It's just going to be a pain. So this is going to take a while to get enough power so that we can actually get the lava. And once we get one piece of lava, then we can worry about later getting more. So yeah, that is all that is. For right now, we'll just kind of leave that alone and let it set. So the next thing we can start working on is let's go ahead and try to finish the carbon nanotubes. So how much power does that require to produce? Not much. Perfect. So we just need a lot of carbon. I have 2 stacks. We need like 2 more. Now seeds are a great way to get more. Let's look up just carbon. And that has a lot of stuff, but I don't know if it's useful, so let's just throw seeds in here. Seeds do not decompose. Good to know. Is there anything we can use the seeds for? Not really. Alright, well, that's fine. We have wood, which we can decompose. As well as, honestly, actually, charcoal. So let's just take 8 charcoal, put it in here, and that will produce a good bit of carbon. So 8 charcoal gives us a stack of carbon. We can also throw in some sugarcane. That'll give us sucrose, which we can then decompose a little bit farther and try to get another stack. So this guy still has plenty of power. Doesn't require too much power for each item, so that's nice. And I realize that this is inputting. Let's output. So all power goes to getting lava, because once we get lava, we can get cobblestone generator, and with infinite cobblestone, we can get a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and continue chopping down trees and getting more charcoal. And the other thing we can do, and this requires farming a little bit more, is we can actually make the plant charcoal stuff. So if we come back out here to, what is it called? What was it? Devon. Charcoal. Yes. So we did all the charcoal. So now we can also work on potato charcoal. And that should not be an issue whatsoever. But yeah, so as we kind of go and produce more things, we can just kind of get whatever we want. So we'll put that in there. We bake a potato. And what is the quest going to be for this? We're going to need double compressed blocks. So compressed potato charcoal. That's going to require a good bit of potato charcoal. So we just cook it again, and we'll just do this for the first initial part, and then I want to scan it and see that if it's worth anything. But there is potato charcoal. Quest complete. And nothing, but it is a fuel. It does look like we can decompose it, potentially, and there is enough carbon for the carbon nanotubes. So we'll make that, and that is another quest. So let's come back up here. Carbon nanotubes. We're going to get a diamond. Perfect. So The basic capacitor, silicate and titanium. Silicate is pretty easy, just because we can make it from silicon and oxygen, and that will be a lot easier once we have a cobblestone generator, because we can just run a lot of cobblestone through all this stuff. So let's store that. Let's go ahead and look at the diamond. It's pretty. It gives us actually 3 carbon nanotubes, which is even better. But last thing I want to do, let's go ahead and cook a carrot up, and that will be another quest in here, and get some carrot charcoal. So we're gonna have to do a lot of this, but really shouldn't be a problem. We got some gallic acid from that reward bag. I didn't mean to click that, but oh well, happens. And this reward bag gives us glucose. Okay, so we have sugar and gallic acid. That's apples, isn't it? I do actually know a lot of chemical stuff. Tannic acid, which is brown wool, brown glass. It's brown dye, but I thought, what does apples give you? Malic acid. Okay, so I was wrong. But yeah, so getting a lot of different things together, we should be able to get closer and closer to having an actual base that runs. Now the aqueous accumulator is the last thing that we're going to try to do, and in order to make that we need aluminum and titanium. Aluminum and titanium. How much titanium do we have? We have 2, so we're going to need a little bit more anti-blocks. Aluminum we have 13, so we've gotten aluminum somehow. The question is how? Probably from anti-blocks. So stone can give us some aluminum. Aluminum phosphate, that's the Certus quartz stuff. Skystone, aluminum oxide, red. So red anti-material. So do we have a little bit of that. Let's go ahead and take all that stuff out. And we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Let's just get the 8 aluminums. And I was clicking those. I might have been dragging it a little bit. So we need a stack of those, and then 8 titanium. So chromate aluminum oxide. That's going to give us a good bit of aluminum pretty quickly, so we don't need too much of this. We're already halfway there. And we just need some more titanium. That's not going to work. We're also going to need to build this up. So let's break this guy. This pick is so slow. But we can't make hammers yet. So we can do something like this. And we'll put a lid on that for the lava once we get it. So just really a matter of time before we can get all the stuff we need. Let's go ahead and come down here, grab more. As you can see, I did a little bit of mining. Like I said, I just came down here for just a couple of minutes. So let's go ahead and do this. And I want to try to get the aqueous accumulator today, and then we can start setting up some stuff to... basically, we're going to get infinite water, and then we can run that water through the molecular decomposer to get more elements. It is a way to get chloride elements, I believe it said. So that would be kind of cool. But we're going to need some more red and white anti-material, so might as well just go ahead and mine some up of the white, and then once we have the 8 titanium we need, we can just switch to other things. I bet the biome painter is how we're going to get access to actual mobs, if I had to wager a guess. But one of these days, what we're going to do is we're going to get a hammer and mining all this stuff to get some of the, well, rarer elements is going to be a lot easier. So what we're going to do, this should be close to enough, if not enough. And this gives us a nice mixture. I don't know how many, like, if we go up into the sky, I believe it's still just white. It might also be light gray, but I don't know how many, like, layers there are. Can I make a tool forge? How bad would that be? We'd need blocks of iron and seared bricks. Seared bricks is grout, which requires... So that is something we can actually do. It's just a matter of getting all the iron that we need. And that's going to take a little bit of time. Again, a lot easier once we have cobblestone generator. So... These guys are still going. How are you? You're about halfway there. Let's... go ahead, and we need how many more titaniums? We need 6. So let's do 8 at a time. 3, 4, 5. So that was 1 titanium. No, that should be yeah, that's 3 titanium. 5, 6. Uh-oh, I hit recipes. Oh man, I wish I could like disable that. So we're gonna be sitting here for a second. But yeah, getting the titanium, hit escape a couple of times. Hopefully it will cancel it, because it's trying to compile like hundreds and no, it's actually thousands of recipes, and ANEI is not really good at that. It's not bad, but that's a lot of information that it's checking. So it's going to take it a minute to kind of figure out that I want to cancel it, unless it crashes. In which case, yeah, that's not going to be fun for me editing. But we have the titanium. We'll switch everything else to red. We'll cycle that through, and we should be able to get enough aluminum so that we can actually get what we need. Now, we could make an aluminum tool forge. There we go. We could make an aluminum tool forge, but I don't know if that's really necessary, because blocks of aluminum, I don't know if this is going to be easier or not. We can get aluminum ingots. I'm assuming, yeah, that might be a little bit more expensive. I don't know. But we'll figure things out. So red, we have half a stack. Let's go ahead and run that through. And we got all of 1. Alright, well, looks like I'm going to need to go mine some more. So I will tell you guys what. Let's go ahead and end the episode off here. Next time, I'm going to go mine. I'm going to get a good bit of different stuff kind of growing. Probably going to expand the tree farm a little bit. So let's grab some garden soil. And let's just keep growing birch trees. I dislike birch trees, but we can keep growing them. So we'll go like 3 blocks. Is that good enough? I think that's good enough. And just let more trees grow. Chop them down as we get to them. And pretty much gonna work on getting more charcoal, as well as the charcoal of our garden, because we're going to need a good bit of stuff. So we have baked potatoes currently. That should be fine. And we don't need the lumber axe or that stuff right now. So what we're going to do is next time we're going to get, I'm going to try to get the first bit of lava produced. And we're going to start looking into potentially getting the aqueous accumulator and start working on getting different, what are they, chlorides? I think it's chlorides. Yes, chloride. So we're going to kind of progress through the rest of this little section of stuff and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it's going to still be a lot of MineChem. It's kind of the nature of this mod pack, but we'll get through it and it'll be fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!